right, we are back after a year of not doing this, basically. So I've got Dylan, Josh, Mekel, Chris with me. Um, so we're gonna start off with our season predictions. Last year's season predictions, I think most of them were relatively good. It was a lot better than the college predictions were. So we got a clean sweep across the board for the AFC East. Um, AFC North, basically the same thing, except we got closet Bengals fan Brady picking the Bengals and classic Lamar hater. He just will not pick the Ravens. Cooper, I was surprised to see him pick the Bengals as well, even though if you look at his dynasty team, Josh, he has like the entire Baltimore Ravens roster.
I know, I was just thinking that too.
So that's a little bit odd, but we don't really need to discuss those two because those two are Super Bowl, favorites in the AFC. So we'll get to the interesting division with the AFC West then. So we got me, Jose, and Mekel going with the Chargers. Mekel, you want to elaborate on that one?
Yeah, I mean, we got year two of Jim Harbaugh here. Justin Herbert really cleaned up his game last year. I think it was like 27 touchdowns and three picks, and he missed a few games, wasn't too healthy. Now you throw in Amari and Hampton. They added Mekhi Becton. I think it's going to be a really good season for them. Chiefs, I think, can regress. Broncos, we'll see. I think they'll be a good team, but I think the Chargers are going to be better, and then the Raiders are the Raiders. So,
I think, Jim Harbaugh likes running the ball a lot, and now they have like a legitimate good running back. Well, should be good anyway. Amari and Hampton. I know they were super high on the draft to begin with the Broncos getting him, and then the Broncos ended up getting RJ Harvey instead, which I don't know. Like you said, Herbert has cleaned up his game. They got him another target with Trey Harris since Quentin Johnston sucks, and Lad McConkey is obviously a good option to throw to as well. I also agree with the Chiefs regressing. I think they're gonna have a big fall off after the Super Bowl last year. Just getting absolutely beat down by Philly. And the Broncos, they're an interesting team as well for me. I don't know how to feel about them because I feel like they have the best defense in the league, but at the same time, I feel like Bo Nix, he could either like extend what he was doing last year and play really well, or he can just take a CJ Stroud type sophomore slump type thing. And Devin is now in the room. So let's see. Kaysen, Chris, Kobe, Cooper, and Davis all pick the Broncos. Um, which none of those guys are in here. I know Kaysen's huge on Bo Nix. Um, and he's just huge on the Broncos in general. Um, Not really sure about the rest of those guys. If only Kobe was in here right now. Chris, you could elaborate on your Broncos pick if you want, but
Truly, it was just a coin toss between a three-sided coin toss between the other teams. I mean, the Raiders are probably going to be fourth, but I could realistically see any of these teams winning. I don't know. I feel best about the Broncos though.
that's fair. Devin, are you here now?
me.
Devin is here, but I don't know if he can. I don't know. He looks like he's the one that's trapped in the back of a trunk right now or something. So, Dylan, I know I made the joke that you were a closet Chiefs fan many times last year, so let's hear your side of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, as much as I'm gonna hate watching the Chiefs, and I will hate watch them with all the Taylor Swift BS and Travis Kelce, I don't really want to get started on that, but they're gonna be good. I mean, it sucks that they don't have Rashee Rice, so they're gonna need Worthy and Hollywood Brown coming off injury. They need some of those guys to step up. Travis Kelce's probably gonna have the least playing time of his life just as he's getting old. They start working in other tight ends, but defense is still solid. They still have Patrick Mahomes. It was kind of a coin toss. Kind of figured to be the majority, but Chargers, Broncos should definitely give them a run for their money. But at the end of the day, they got Patrick Mahomes, so they'll. That's why I rode with them.
Josh, you got the same reasoning?
Well, it's pretty foolish to me to not pick the Chiefs. Been to the Super Bowl 5 of the last 6 years. You don't think they're going to win their division? Yeah, the Broncos are good. The Chargers are good. But they just added more talent. They were carried by the defense last year. Defense still going to be good. Not expecting a fall off there. Now they just added weapons on offense and a stud left tackle. Tell me how they're going to get worse. I don't see it.
Well, either way, I'm hoping that like by you picking them, that just means that they're going to be shit now. Some reverse psychology with that.
It's
I think
not like
that's
I was the
probably what
only
you're
guy on
doing.
here.
Yeah. Also, Devin, love the camera angle there.
Me or no?
Oh,
Don't
I
know
was
if
going to
that's
say shout
legal.
out Devin, keeping the
Don't know if
Oklahoma
that's
streets
legal or
safe.
not, but
You y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure can.
Damn, bro, this is like cops.
He's lucky I'm not on the streets.
yeah.
Back to the Chargers real quick. They also added Najee Harris as an RB2, and they added Keenan Allen back. So I think those
Oh,
two additions really help Justin Herbert a lot, especially when Amari Hampton's getting overworked or they get late into a game. They'll just throw Najee out there and just pound the rock.
The corpse of Keenan Allen, by the way.
What was that?
The corpse of Keenan Allen.
I mean,
I'm
even if he gets
Najee
30
Harris.
catches, he just if he gets to the right spots and catches the ball, which Chargers receivers struggle to do, like they're fine.
Yeah,
he JPP'd his eye.
what is Najee Harris gonna do with one eyeball out there, Josh?
He doesn't need to see. He needs to go straight.
Nah, he's been a bum. He
He'll
is
be
a
their
bum.
That's
goal
what
line
I'm
back
saying.
anyway, I'm sure. And all you got to do is sniff out the end zone.
If he can go
Um,
for 1,000 with the Steelers, he's gonna do great with behind Jim Harbaugh and that O line.
I don't care about Najee. Amarian's a beast, though. Big
yeah, I'm
fan.
not a I'm not a big Najee Harris guy at all, but you know that I haven't been when he was in front of Jalen Warren in that backfield too. That's pretty pathetic. But anyway, AFC South predictions then. It's where it gets kind of interesting because, well, let's see, Braden Bush, not really sure why he picked the Colts, but Kaysen and Caden are also not here, even though they picked the Jags. So now this is where I go off on my tangent about the Tennessee Titans this year. I cannot believe that they have not said shit about Cam Ward this year. For being a number one overall pick, they have not said anything about him, and all you heard last year was Caleb Williams this, Caleb Williams that. All you heard with Trevor Lawrence, in whatever year that was, Trevor Lawrence this, Trevor Lawrence that. And I'm like, dude, we are talking about the guy that has the most touchdowns in the NCAA. Cam Ward, like if you watch him, his pocket presence, he's just the most nonchalant, chill quarterback back in the pocket, and he can just make plays. And the big downfall of the Titans, I think, is their running back room because it's Tony Pollard and then Tajay Spears, who's currently on IR. Like, I will admit that sucks. Like, if they had Derrick Henry still or something, I'd be like, whoa, this team actually could be a wild card threat or something. But I think Cam Ward's going to play a lot better than people are giving him credit for, even though, like, look at that. A lot of us picked him to win Rookie of the Year, which, it's a quarterback, so he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. He's going to have those stats over the wide receivers or running backs down there as well. But I'm looking at his roster, and it's just like, besides the running backs, you got Calvin Ridley, who's probably going to have the biggest year of his career so far. And then you got Tyler Lockett, the corpse of Tyler Lockett there. You got Van Jefferson. Some of you probably didn't even know that he was out still playing there.
Hmm.
And I will admit they had a really good draft. I love Kyle Manor. I think he's an absolute stud. He could turn into something for them. And then Chimere DK, he's another one. And then Xavier Restrepo, he's currently on their practice squad. I don't know how he didn't make the 53-man roster, but I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking like the Texans, I don't see the Jags winning it at all. I'm not a big Jaguars guy to begin with. The Texans are the team that I would say would finish either first or second in this division, but I think the Texans have absolutely no run game right now because Joe Mixon's hurt. Nick Chubb has torn his ACL two or three times in his life. They got Woody Marks and then Damian Pierce back there. I mean, there's nothing there in the run game until Mixon comes back and he's getting old. And then Tank Dell is still coming off that injury from last year. I mean, his leg literally almost had to get amputated. So I don't know when he's actually going to be coming back. They did draft those two receivers from Iowa State, but I don't know. They also have the worst offensive line in the NFL, and their defense was really their saving grace last year. And I don't know how CJ Stroud's going to play again. So, but you guys all picked the Texans, so let's hear some opinions on that.
I just think having the continuity of a quarterback that's been in the NFL and D'Amico Ryan's coming back along with that defense, I think Nick Chubb will be serviceable in the time being. Their O line, I didn't really see much of their draft. They got anybody to fill any spots. And then they after that one receiver was it Iowa State, Arizona State. He's like a 6'5" dude. He's humongous. Um, I think they have enough, and if they just learn from their mistakes, I think CJ Stroud has what it takes, like do personal study and like try and get better that way. Some young guys kind of just like, leave it up to the coaches. I think he's striving for greatness. So I see him fixing it up. Um, Not that the Titans couldn't do it. I just think the Texans have a lot more in place to win the division.
That's fair, and they have a lot better of a coach too.
I was gonna ask, is Callahan a good? Is he the real thing
I
or?
don't I don't think he's good, but I know Josh is a big Brian Callahan guy.
Oh, that has never been said. Just said he gets credit for Burrow, and Burrow's clearly still going to be good regardless. So,
Anyone else care anything about talking about the Texans or this division?
I'll say that Tim is sleeping on their defense for sure. He said they're good, but they're top five easy in my
I
opinion.
said that they were
And
their saving grace last year.
you're
What
still
else do you want me
sleeping
to
on
say
them.
about them?
You shat on their
I'm
offense for
sleeping on him.
10 minutes, but talked about their defense for 2 seconds. Their defense is going to keep them close in every game, and then they got C.J. Stroud. The offensive line can't get any worse than it was last year. It still might not be good, but it can't get worse. And I think Tim's overhyping the value of running backs. You can throw these guys in there and they can be productive.
Yeah,
I'm
once
not
they're
worried
not
about it.
sidelined.
What?
Bro,
Dameon
that might
Pierce
be
has
my
been
least
good
favorite
before.
running back room in the NFL right
Damian
now.
Pierce is
It's bad.
terrible. Woody
He's
Marks, Woody Marks is
average.
nothing. He hasn't done any. He is not
Nick Chubb,
average.
Damian Pierce, Agumba Wale, and Woody Marks.
Oh, Agumba Wale. I forgot about that guy. There you go.
So bad.
Mixon's only out for like 3 weeks. They'll be fine in the first three.
Someone said he might not play all year.
Well, we have seen different reports then. I'm
Cite your
not saying you're
sources,
wrong.
Mekel. Cite your sources
I'm not
right
saying no, no, no.
now.
That's what I thought I read. So never mind.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention the Jaguars. The only thing I care about that entire roster this year isn't even Travis Hunter. It's to see if Cam Little can actually kick another 70-yard field goal in a non-preseason game, so then he can just shatter that record. That should probably count as a record already with an asterisk by it. But let's see. NFC East. There is nothing to talk about here. Okay, there's three guys that picked the Commanders. So if we want to go into it, we can, but I don't think the Commanders are going to be like they're definitely going to be a playoff team again, but I don't see them winning 13 games or 14 games to win this division. The Eagles are just better on, I think, probably every single position than the Commanders, although I will say the Commanders always do play them really well, even when they were like shitty. So I don't
Who's
know.
a better quarterback?
Eagles roster is just so loaded where like even if they have bad coaching or whatever, like they're gonna win 11 games, even if they're worst. So that's the thing.
I
The Commanders
will
have to really keep up with that.
I will say give me Dan Quinn over Nick Sirianni. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Better quarterback though. I don't know, Josh. There's only been one season of a sample size of Jaden Daniels, so I don't know if I can say that or not.
Yeah, but he's got aura.
I'm not a
That's
big
fair.
I'm not a big Jalen Hurts guy. Never have been, but
Nope, same. But so I was curious on your take there.
no. Well, I'd have to see how this season plays out, I guess. All right, here we go. The most biased division here now.
Oh, greatest
NFC
one.
North. Lots of bias across the board here. Um, Dylan, you picked the Lions though. Okay, Mr. Unbiased, never mind.
I always say to you that I'm like the most realistic Vikings fan you've ever met.
Oh, that's
No, you're
Mekel.
not.
That's Mekel.
No, I am very realistic about the Vikings. I'm never one of those guys who's like, they're going to the Super Bowl, blah, blah. Like,
So
dude,
you're
I'm
not
very
calling them up
realistic.
there.
You just messaged me and said they were.
No, that's bait. That's bait, and I took it. God damn it. Um, I mean, did they lose that much from last year? Their offense is great. Jamison
Both
Williams started
coordinators.
like turning the corner. Yeah, I mean, coaching wise, they definitely did. Jamison Williams started turning up at the end of the year. Um, Defense is still solid. I mean, they made it far in the playoffs past few years. Like, I get the Green Bay like reasoning 100% with the Micah Parsons edition. If Golden is the real deal, like absolutely they have a shot at winning the division. The Vikings, I don't know. I don't really see it. I really hope they do. Um, but it's just JJ McCarthy year one. I don't really know, and I think the Bears are going to be not good again. So basically, my reasoning is just the Lions have more experience and have done it before. But if the Packers won it, that would not shock anyone.
My thought on it is just the fact that the Lions lost both coordinators, so I don't think they're going to be as good. They're probably going to win 11 games ish still. I think the Packers win 11 games, even though they have a pretty bad schedule this year,
Hmm.
like brutal schedule. And the Vikings also have a pretty hard schedule. Plus, they play those two overseas games back to back. I don't know how I feel about that. Um, but I'm saying the Vikings don't win 14 games again. Like that's obviously, I feel like that's not going to happen. I think I think them Packers and the Lions probably all win either 10 or 11 games. And then the Bears have the roster to literally win 10 or 11 games, but they'll win like seven at most. Um, let's see. Devin, I know you were big on the Micah Parsons edition, so was that the only reason why you picked Packers? Because you switched from the Lions to the Packers.
Yeah, I think Matthew Golden has a good year this year too for Green Bay. Uh, I didn't know Micah had back issues though. Whenever I saw that he had back issues, it's going to have to be shot up with some shit before the games. Kind of worries me a little bit, but
So yeah, I would be worried about that, but did you see the video of him hitting the sled in practice?
yeah, it kind of scared me a little bit.
That
But
looked like he had no issues with his back at all.
yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think the Mike addition's huge with that defense already, and then I wish they had. I'm still I'm high on Dayton Reed. I don't know how high you are on Reed, but I think Reed's a good wide receiver too.
I
The
love Reed, but he has I don't know, he's gonna have a lingering injury all year, so I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I think Matthew Golden has a huge year for.
I hope so. Mekel, you're also unbiased with it because you picked Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I picked him before the Micah Parsons trade just because you guys had the most coming back next year. You have the same head coach, same coordinators. I've only heard good things about that rookie receiver, and then putting Jaden Reed at wide receiver two, I think is a really good spot for him. Tucker Kraft, South Dakota boy in year two, and then Musgrave as well. You guys have so many weapons, and your coach is a really good coach. I think he can scheme you out of any deficiencies you might have. And then you throw in Micah Parsons, that's like a amazing end game closer. I think he's worth at least a game or two for Dubs. And then the Vikings have basically a rookie quarterback, Lions who's a coordinator, Bears are the Bears. So like I just think you guys have too much going your way to not win the division.
It's fair. Josh, I know you've been chomping at the bit to say something about your precious Viking, so
Holy shit.
Well, it feels like we just throw them to the wayside like they didn't win 14 games last year and didn't improve their team. I heard all last offseason that Sam Darnold wasn't shit. So, yeah, first round rookie quarterback, but he's got more talent than Darnold. Way better leader, way better of a. I trust him way more than I ever
He absolutely
trusted
does not have
Darnold.
more talent.
Than Darnold?
Darnold was way more hyped. He was a third overall pick coming out of college. No, JJ was not that hyped up.
He could have easily been third himself.
JJ was the sixth best one in that draft. Sam Darnold could have easily gone first overall.
You'll see, buddy. You'll see.
All right.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. Last year, all I said their weaknesses were their interior offensive line. Guess what fucking Kevin O'Connell does? Goes out and pays some big boys. Not only do we get interior offensive line, we got interior defensive line. My only issue and worry is all those old interior guys have been hurt in the past. So if they get hurt, that's where I see us falling off possible. But if they stay healthy, I think we're winning 14 games again. Says who says not?
Me.
Me.
Well, I know LaFleur is a good coach. I respect him. So I think the Packers will get second in the division. I think the Lions drop off with both the coordinators is going to be a big factor. Goff is Ben Johnson's little playboy dummy. Doesn't have him anymore. Uh, so yeah, pretty simple. I do respect the Packers and Micah Parsons, but probably that back might be an issue, and he didn't play a lot of games last year, so we'll see about that as well. But I think the Vikings won 14 games last year and still got better, so.
My question is JJ McCarthy eligible to win comeback player of the year, or is he not because he didn't take a snap?
I
He
think
shouldn't be.
everybody is technically eligible. It's just whether they
Yeah, I
decide
saw
who
him
gets it.
on the odds, like he was like fourth or fifth best
Okay.
odds for
I
it,
was gonna
which
say I'm kind of shocked that none of you guys picked him.
I mean they
I
need
didn't even
I
like
didn't even think
consider
about
structure
his.
that.
around it. They need structure around the award.
Yeah,
Like I picked CMC because I'm like, if CMC is healthy all year, he's gonna have a good year, and it'd be dumb if they gave it to him, but it's something the NFL would do.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, enough talking about that division. Still the best division in football, and it's not, well, I mean, AFC North, if the Steelers or Browns would get good, that could compete with it. But NFC West, you only have two different winners in this one. Bush, Brady, Jose, the Niners fan himself, Kobe, and Dillon all went with the Niners. Everyone else went Rams. Dillon, Niners pick.
Kind of hate that I did it. I mean, their wide receiving core has kind of dropped off and had a bunch of injuries. At least Third and Juwan is healthy and is supposed to play, but they had contract disputes, and I wasn't really sure if he was gonna end up playing or not. But I'm glad it's worked out that way. Honestly, I had no idea who to pick here. I kind of hate this division. Used to be like one of the best divisions in football, and now it's just like the division of mid. So I just I just guessed with the Niners and figured that more people would probably take the Rams.
My letdown team was the Niners. I don't know. I don't know why I even picked the Niners. I kind of just like looked at their team and I was like, what did they improve? Like, I don't know. There's just like nothing that they seem to improve. And they were completely like falling off the radar towards the end of last year. And then it's like CMC, you know damn well he's not going to be healthy the entire season. He never is. Um, Devin, did you do a traffic stop there? Oh, he's
He's got to radio
oh
it
my
in.
God.
That'd been so funny if we saw him just shove someone in the back seat.
Oh, dude, I was doing a follow up for that kidnapping. I was like, oh,
Wow.
Tim, with the letdown being the Niners, the only thing they added on offense was it Brian Robinson from the Commanders, and they lost the
Lost
receivers. No
Debo.
additions, Debo. No additions to the offense. Defensively, they added two defensive rookies, but they lost Hufanga, they lost Greenlaw, or one of those linebackers, and those are both all-pro guys, and they went to the Broncos. So I don't think they got better anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Then it's like even the Rams, when I was looking at the Rams, I was like, I don't know, because they are someone's, let's see, Mekel, they're one of your Super Bowl teams, same with Josh. I was kind of looking at the Rams and I was like, okay, yeah, they added Devontae Adams, but like other than that, I'm not a big Kyron Williams guy. I know Stafford has that injury early season here, whatever is going on with him. And then, I mean, their defense is good. They still have like Jared Verse and everybody, but I don't know. It's just like, oh, Kobe's coming in. Just nothing to me about this entire division. It's kind of just like who sucks the least for me, and it's like I'm not going to pick the Seahawks to win the division. Although I will say I think Jalen Milroe is going to take over the offense by like week 8 there. If anybody else agrees with that, because I don't think Sam
I
Darnold.
thought Sam Darnold was so good.
Oh yeah, I guess Josh probably wants to put his 2 cents in on that one.
On Darnold, or what are we talking about here?
Not Geno
Yes.
Smith. We're talking about Sam Darnold.
Why are we talking about Darnold? He's
He went to the
irrelevant.
Seahawks.
Yeah, he's irrelevant. The offensive
Oh,
line's
dude,
garbage.
you and everybody
Why didn't
else
you
was
pick the
screaming for him to
Seahawks?
come back to the Vikings.
Why
I
didn't
I
you
just
don't
pick the
think he
explained
should.
why I
Seahawks?
didn't pick the Seahawks. Have you been listening?
I'm talking to Mekel. He's saying how good
But
Sam Darnold is.
so you're not picking up on the sarcasm's the problem here, Josh.
I thought you were
Josh,
telling me how good he
muted
was,
right now
man.
or what?
Every Vikings fan was telling me we should have re-signed him for $100,000.
Yeah,
Or
hundred
we weren't
no,
playing
thousand.
that good
100,000
I'd
was
sign
this
him
stupid
for
year.
shit.
100,000.
Sorry,
I'd do it.
I just
Yeah.
threw out a number.
All right,
Seahawks are going to be
Kobe,
irrelevant.
since you just joined in, we're on the NFC West right now.
All right.
You picked the 49ers, so let's hear about that.
Oh, Niners. I just think the Niners, they're kind of hate on right now. I mean, I know they're banged up and everything, but I'm hoping and praying McCaffrey stays healthy, not only for the Niners' sake, but for my fantasy sake. And I just think the Rams, if they stay healthy, could, but I think Stafford's back's just, I think it's going to give out at some point, and I don't believe in Jimmy G as the backup. So I'm going to roll with the Niners because that division outside of those two teams is not that good.
See, that's what I was just explaining with the Seahawks. I'm like, I literally just said, who out of this division just sucks the least? And I was like, I feel like the Rams. That's why I picked the Rams. I was surprised to not see any Cardinals picks, though. Like, I would have thought somebody would have taken a flyer on the Cardinals.
I just think their defense is not very good, and Kyler is not going to be a leader of a prolific offense enough to, keep up with that ferocious defense.
Hey, their defense is the number one pickup in fantasy week one, though, because they get to play against Spencer Rattler.
That makes sense, but let's see what the Rattler does here.
Little rattlesnake. Okay, so then we're gonna go down to the NFC South. Chris, you are the only one that picked a non-Buccaneers team.
Hey.
You didn't go with the Panthers either, though. You just went with the hot Atlanta Falcons.
Man, I'm pretty high on the Falcons. I mean, they're my surprise pick. I know the Bucks had like the second or third best offense in the league last year, but Falcons were up there top 10. They're a young team. I'm just really high on them. Their defense left a lot to be desired, but so did the Bucks at times. I think kind of like the AFC West, this is really a toss-up, except it's more between the Falcons and Bucks. Don't really think the Panthers going to have a chance at it. I'm just high on Penix, honestly. And I think with Baker losing another offensive coordinator for the second year in a row, you got to imagine there's some sort of step back he takes there, but I don't know. Just like the Falcons.
I think that's a good point with the Baker losing offensive coordinator, but at the same time, I'm like, that Buccaneers offense just gets better and better every season, I feel like. They got the addition of Egbuka too, so that's going to be huge for them. And it's like people forget that they have like a serviceable tight end in K-Dot, and Bucky Irving's good. Their backup, Rashad White, he's good too. And it's like Chris Godwin's going to be out for however long, but it's like Egbuka's going to step up. Jalen McMillan's hurt too. But they even have like Tez Johnson. I think they got him as an undrafted free agent, maybe.
Oh, 155 pounds of Tez Johnson.
Yeah. Hey, speedster. But Devin, I know you're a big Buccaneers guy, so well, how I see Brady picked him as his Super Bowl pick. So are you as high as Brady is on that?
I mean, I think it could happen. It's all going to be that defense. That defense lost Baker and that offense a lot of games last year. So hopefully we can. If defense took a lot of injuries last year, if they can stay healthy, I think they can make it far. I think Ibuka was a huge pickup to possibly take over because Mike Evans is getting old. Godwin's ankle injury or leg injury is pretty significant. He's kind of old. I think he's like 29, 30. So, but I think Ibuka will fit right in, and I think the offense will. I don't think the offense will take a step back. I think Bucky's gonna have a huge year, but they just gotta stay healthy. Has been their biggest issue about 2 years. So if they can stay healthy, I think they can make a run.
It's fair.
Tim,
Um,
I got a question for you on the Bucks. Do you think Sean Tucker takes over Rashad White's backup duties?
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't. I'm not
that's
very
something
high
I
on.
never even thought about, but I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I like Rashad White though. I think he's pretty decent, but
Sean's
they
a good.
kind of just they have
He
one of
can,
those deep
he can run.
backfields that they don't know what to even do with. Why?
Sean
What do you think,
up
Kobe?
out of the backfield and
I
catch.
personally, I think, I don't know. I mean, it's probably going to take an injury, but I think Sean Tucker, I think he'll maybe sneak his way into some playing time and actually be a serviceable number two.
Yeah, that's fair. Did anyone notice how Brady picked Baker as his MVP?
I
Baker.
just noticed that. What the hell? And the Buccaneers is a Super Bowl matchup. Like,
Brady's a
dude,
big.
he just had a kid. I think the baby sleep, the lack of sleep is just like getting to him right now. That's what that was right there. He just misclicked
Yeah,
or something.
he still thinks Tom's there.
Have we seen, if you just look across the board too, I think the question that we asked in the group chat earlier, look at all the white guys across the board for MVP there. And then
That's right.
you got Caden and Bush who are, wait, Chris also. Only guys with a non-white man.
Tough scene,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but Brady's got the whitest guy out there with Baker. And Jose's got Herbert, I guess. But let's see. Rookie of
Herbert.
the
Brady's
year
got a
then.
Brady's got a whack guy.
Rookie of the year, we got Caden, Dillon, Mekel. Not biased at all, obviously, for Mekel. Jose, all with Ashton Jeanty. So what makes you guys choose a running back over a quarterback winning this award? And is it because Geno Smith is the quarterback of that offense?
Absolutely not. Geno Smith is trash. But before he says something, Ashton TT from Boise State got to rep him. He has Pete Carroll as his head coach. He's going to get him fed the rock. The offense isn't that good, so I think he's going to be like the main focal point of that offense. And then with Cam Ward, I don't think he's going to be bad, but I just don't know because that head coach, I wasn't sure how good he was. I don't think he has the greatest weapons around him. So like if he's falters this year, I'm not going to blame him, but like I just could see him not popping off the way he could. And GT, I think it's going to be at least 1,000 yards guaranteed. So I think it's like a safe bet.
Dillon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm same there. They don't have much for, I mean, obviously they have Bowser. Shout out. I always say Bowser, not Bowers. But I mean, Genty's going to catch the ball too. Like he's going to get a bunch of touches. I know they're probably going to be playing from behind in a lot of games. So, I mean, like I said, that check down work is going to be big time for him. I mean, he was super proven in college, obviously. And I think out of all the rookie running backs, I mean, he's like the one who steps into the true workhorse number one role. So for me, it was really up to him and Cam Ward. And I get why people would say Cam Ward because it is a lot of times a quarterback award, like most of those type of awards are. But I just believe in Ashton Genty more than I would say most.
So he mentioned running backs. Devin, you were the only other one that picked a running back. You picked Omer and Hampton. So what made you go that route?
Harbaugh loves his running backs. I think that's one of the. JK was good last year, but I think with somebody with like Hampton, I think Harbaugh's going to run him a crap ton, and I think he's going to really pile up the yards and the touchdowns this year. I really think he also helps Herbert out with that offense because Herbert hasn't really had a running back while he's been over there. So I think Hampton just steps into a perfect role with his head coach and that kind of offense that they like to run.
Yeah, for sure. Harbaugh's gonna. It's a very good team for him to go to with Harbaugh. Same with J&T and Pete Carroll, obviously, because he loves his running backs. Chris, let's see. Davis and Bush both said Tet McMillan. How do you feel about that one as
Uh,
a Panthers fan?
I guess I feel better about it since, Thielen's gone. He didn't look great in preseason, but then again, it's preseason, so um, I just don't think anyone's beating Cam Ward this year is kind of my deal. I think he'll be solid. I'm not sure if he'll quite get 1,000 yards. Hopefully, like 900. in the ballpark of that range, but I don't know. I think Cam Ward just plays in a really bad division, and as long as he can keep it upright, he should be good to win the award.
Do you think he's going to turn out like a Xavier Legette?
No,
I
no,
don't.
I think he'll actually see my theory with Panthers draft picks is if I fucking hate them, they're usually pretty good. So that's kind of how I'm judging this one. I fucking hated the pick, but we'll see. Hopefully he's good.
Fair. Kobe, I already went into my spiel about Cam Ward when I said my division winner in the AFC South, so I know you're a big Cam Ward truther as well.
Yeah, I love Cam Ward. He looks like a nonchalant quarterback back there. I mean, you look at some of his highlights at Miami. He just kind of sat back there and just really didn't care and can just sling the rock. Um, Calvin Ridley, still I think underrated. I know he's getting older and everything, but the dude just he can run a great route and he's always open. I feel he lacked the QB play with him his whole career to get him the ball. So he's going to be open. He's going to have that kind of like a Keenan Allen. He's just a premier route runner. They got the rookie Ailman or whatever the hell his name is, and I think he's going to honestly be a really good receiver. Shiga Konwu or whatever. The worst tight end. I mean, he'll be open underneath. They still have Tony Pollard. The offensive line is not great, but they do have some good pieces there. And that defense is still not a bad defense. I feel they'd be a lot better if they had somebody that can actually score some points and then keep them off the field. So I guess team wise, I think Cam Ward, the sky's the limit for him. Um, just let him freaking sling the rock.
Offensive line doesn't matter when you're the most nonchalant quarterback in the league like that, though. You can just get a guy right in your face and still throw a 70-yard bomb like it's nothing.
Exactly.
Josh, did you want to say anything about Cam Ward, or you just want to go into your comeback player of the year pick?
Uh, I mean, I think Cam Ward won't have the best stats in the world, but he's definitely going to show flashes. He'll make some really nice plays. So that'd be why. And obviously, it's a quarterback award, like you said.
Yeah, it's
Um,
I think he's going to do a lot better than Caleb Williams did in his rookie year, and yet people still
that doesn't take much.
talk like his 3,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, and six picks was a good season. No, it wasn't. He was playing against like secondary members of the defenses the last 3 weeks of the season. Like, no shit, he's gonna look like he's good. No, he fucking sucks. And I will die on that hill. Caleb Williams is so ass. Anyway, let's see. Dillon, Kobe, and Jose all went CMC for comeback player of the year. Um, Dillon, I know you said a little bit about it earlier, but
Yeah, I mean, I kind of explained that. I just think like he missed some time last year, and if he plays every game this year or close to it and has a great year, the NFL is gonna would love to give one of their golden boys another award. So that was really my big thing with it. But I mean, it is once again one of those things where it is kind of a quarterback award. So that's where I see people picking Dak and could totally see that as well.
that's really the only reason why I picked Dak too. Probably the most of the reason why the others picked Dak as well. I was really leaning in on doing um Aiden Hutchinson for this pick, but I decided against it just because Dak's quarterback, he can get more stats out there. Josh, you went with Aiden Hutchinson though.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to need at least 15 sacks to get this, but he was on pace to be the sack leader last year. So if he does it again, then I think he's got a good chance to win the award. Obviously, I think Lions probably, I wouldn't say obviously, but I would say most say are a better team than the Cowboys. So I think that plays a role as well.
I'm still just in shock that none of you Vikings fans picked JJ McCarthy or that Mekel didn't.
I mean, I wasn't even sure if he was up for the award, but
I
he
didn't know
Yeah.
he was eligible for it, but I guess like Dylan said, he was like the fourth favorite to win it.
I didn't know that. That's crazy though. Probably would have bet a little sprinkle on that.
It's just like the
Um,
NBA Rookie of the Year stuff when Ben Simmons won it his second year. Like it really doesn't. There's no like rules to it.
yeah. MVP then. Lots of Burrows, couple Lamars, Jaden Daniels, Baker, Herbert, and then Josh Allen. I'm going Josh Allen because I don't know how you can say that anyone in the NFL is better than him at the quarterback position, or just like in general, because if you just watch Josh Allen play, he's like a white Cam Newton with his build, but he's like a lot better than Cam Newton was. Yeah, Chris, I said it.
Big
But he
Ben and
really
Cam
does
Newton
have like that
mix.
All right.
6'5" build, 250, whatever it is. But I don't know, just the way that he can score with both his arm and his legs. Oh, Josh Allen, just watching that just impresses me every single week. And I can't wait
I
for
mean,
football this
dude,
week.
you give me Haley Seinfeld to come home to every night. I'm throwing for 28 touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Tim, are you erect right now? Because
I'm just saying, I love Josh Allen. He's a baller right there. Mekel, you also clearly love him because you picked him. So did Josh, something that Mekel and Josh agree on. That doesn't happen very often. Is Mekel
Yeah,
still
I was
I haven't
between
heard from
Josh
him.
Allen or Lamar. What was that?
I was wondering if you were still there.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I was between Lamar or Josh Allen. I just thought with Lamar winning a few in the past, maybe some voter fatigue still, and Josh Allen just won one. So I see them both being like 1 and 2 this year, neck and neck. But at the end, I just chose Josh Allen because I think he is. I think there'll be greater team success and voter fatigue combined with that.
So for the people that picked Joe Burrow, is it because his defense still sucks and he's going to have to put up numbers to, um, you know, alleviate that or what? Because like I understand the Burrow pick, but I'm just thinking, I don't know. This guy could easily go like 9-8, 8-9, and yet miss the playoffs or something, but yet put up MVP caliber numbers. But it's like at the same time, if you win the MVP award, your team has to be good. It's not like it's a Barry Sanders type MVP type thing. So
At least in the playoffs,
yeah,
MVP.
Dillon, Devin, Kobe, any of you guys.
I'm gonna say that was basically why I picked him. Is just because he's gonna have stats up the wazoo. I mean, there's just that defense is horrible. Yeah, they bring Trey Hendrickson back. And Trey Hendrickson, what, going into his age 32 season, 33 season, and so I mean the productions keeps being there, but it's gonna stop at some point. And he's got the weapons. T. Higgins just got a contract. Chase Brown's up and coming. Um, and obviously Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. But if he stays healthy, he's going to have the numbers. I know the team record wise probably going to suck, but I'd like to see the NFL obviously, I don't know, look at his stats and maybe give him a favor or lean his way on that.
Sam
I
Hubbard
mean,
retired too on that defense, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
yep.
And I am a big Chase Brown guy too, also. Dylan, you got the same reasoning.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, obviously, great weapons. They will probably still allow a decent amount of points. Like Trey Hendrickson was, it's great that they got him back, but like that was just like, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. They got a ton of holes defensively. Hopefully, year one with a new defensive coordinator, they can make some adjustments that end up helping them out. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, I mean, they did lose some close games last year. And maybe that swings their way this year where it's enough to get to 13 wins or something like that, where he could win MVP with similar numbers from last year, just because a little better defense and just ended up clutching up a couple times where the defense got a few key stops at the end. So just roll the dice and go with it. I feel like he's pretty due for it.
And then Dylan, I've been waiting this whole time for this to call you out on being a Boston homer now.
That's not
Um,
true at all.
so you're a closet Chiefs fan and you're a Boston sports homer. I can't believe you're converted now and you're a
That's
liberal.
not true. None of that
But
is true.
Anyway, so what's up with the Patriots pick? I already know the answer, but
Yeah, I mean, between a Drake May second year leap, um, I love the Travion Henderson draft pick. He's electric, had a great preseason. Vrabel's a great coach. I expect big things out of them on both sides of the ball there. Having Diggs, as long as he comes back fully healthy, which he's looks to be cleared with no snap count on Sunday, which is huge. Um, and then also like one of the biggest reasons on top of all that is they have a very, very cupcake schedule. Like I went through it and looked and I couldn't believe um how many games I was like, they should fairly easily win that. Like I was putting in my like season long futures and made a big parlay and I was like looked through the schedule. I was like, they should easily. I think I picked 11 games. I was like, they should easily win 11 games. I was like, well, they'll probably drop one or two of those. So I took it for 10 plus wins. So yeah, a little bit of a surprise team. Not saying they're gonna really give the Bills a run for their money because I think the Bills are gonna be really good this year. But you got to look at the other two teams in that division too. Like they shouldn't have issues with them. And then their out of division games, like I said, are pretty easy.
and then Mekel, you also went Patriots. I know it was for the same scheduling reasoning, but is there anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I didn't believe Dillon right away when he said they could win 10 or 11 games. I was like, yeah, BS. I looked at the schedule and I was like, oh my Lord, yeah, they could. And then I think Mike Vrabel is the biggest part of it. He's gonna at minimum give you 7 wins. He'll make that defense top 10 defense. They added LSU's left tackle in the first round, and they drafted another left guard in the third round, I think. So got stronger at the O line. Year two, Drake May, a two running back room there with Ramondre Stevenson and Travion. I think it's gonna be a solid team.
Also, I want to let it be known with the whole Boston sports take. I'm very anti Gillette Stadium. That place, cool stadium, but we went to Morgan Wallen there and we sat in a parking lot for 2.5 hours afterwards trying to get out of there. I will not go to a Patriots game there unless Nelson comes. If B Nelly pulls up, I'll go. But outside of that, I'm anti Gillette Stadium. I will not be back there.
What else is there to do in Boston besides a sport, Dylan?
Well, that's like 45 minutes away. It's not even like
I
close.
guess yeah, it's
So we were
Foxborough.
supposed to get back at 12:30. We get back at 3:15 in the morning. So and they stopped serving alcohol at 9:30 and Morgan Wallen didn't come out till 9:45. And I was like, what are we doing here? I'm not even drunk.
You should have went to Morgan Wallen at Camp Randall Stadium instead.
Would have been cool,
Vegan.
man. That's just very far away.
Let's see. Well, I was also going to mention how Dylan said something about Travion Henderson getting drafted there. Yeah, I'd hope so. And Ramondre Stevenson is the worst running back in the league.
Boy,
Worst
he's a turd.
running back. I think
Yeah.
I think besides the Raiders running backs of last year, he had to be the worst starting running back. Oh my
Bro, him and
God.
Antonio Gibson. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Forgot
two
that he
turds.
existed.
Oh my gosh.
Josh, haven't heard from you in a while, so let's hear about that Panthers pick.
Panthers is gonna be sneaky. I mean, after the last what 4 weeks or so, I think Bryce Young really proved himself, showed that he belongs in the NFL. I think the biggest thing is their defense should be good, actually. We'll see if that withholds, but on paper, they should be good. Derek Brown coming back is huge. I like their corners, salty linebackers. Uh, I'm a big believer in Tet. I think Tet's a stud. We'll see about their second receiver. I'm a big Coke guy, big Jalen Coker fan. So him being on IR, not ideal. But maybe Leggett can step up. Um, yeah. Chuba, shout out Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Panthers are gonna win a lot more games than people think, especially when the division's really mid anyways.
Let's see. Devin, you went with the Broncos. Or is Devin not able to speak right now?
On one sec, I'm running code to a call.
Okay. Let's see. I will talk about my Steelers pick then. Like I said, this isn't supposed to be like the Commanders of last year or anything. I literally just think that the Steelers, they obviously improved at quarterback, even though um Rodgers, some of you would probably argue that that was not an improvement. I don't know. I just get very Big Ben vibes from Rodgers this season with those disgusting long sleeves on his jersey and everything. Good old
Oh,
eight,
why? Because he should be in prison too.
good old eight ball rolling out there. His ugly big helmet that he has. I don't know. It's just like I get the vibes that this could be the Steelers season. Not actually, but I think they still have a really good backfield. They just added to it with Caleb Johnson, even though I know everyone was super high on him. He's not taking over Jalen Warren's starting job, okay? Now that they finally have Najee out of there, Jalen Warren's going to get lots of reps. And they're going to realize, oh my God, we did really find a hidden gem when we got him as an undrafted free agent. I am interested to see how DK Metcalf is going to do with Rodgers. I've never really been a big Metcalf guy. But at the same time, it is nice that Rodgers is finally going to have like a stud receiver. I mean, I guess he had Adams last year, but that was only for part of the year. Garrett Wilson, but he never really had that connection with Wilson that he should have. Steelers defense is still really good, and I just feel like they could maybe sneak in as a playoff team or a wild card team and maybe make some noise, but I don't know. I feel like people are just hating on them too much for the Aaron Rodgers move. Um, let's see. I know Kobe already said stuff about the Titans, really. Chris said stuff about the Falcons. So,
Kyle Pitts' year.
huh?
It's Kyle Pitts' year.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts' year. How many years
It's
have we?
like every year.
No, so that's every year, and it turns out to be the
He
same.
only is he only is like 24 or 25. It actually is kind of crazy.
Mekel, are you getting the same Instagram reels I'm getting between the other ones you get? Okay. That makes a lot of sense what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Stop talking about the other ones.
Yeah.
So then the letdown teams. I already went into the Niners earlier. I guess Mikkel kind of went into the Niners, but Mikkel, you can continue going on with that if you want.
The Niners right now I think have the most projected wins according to like all the Vegas odds and stuff. And I just like we talked about it earlier. I just don't see any improvements they made. I see two massive losses on defense. Christian McCaffrey, supposedly he's healthy. If he is healthy, then that's great for them. But I just don't know at his age and everything. And then I also think Brock Purdy's limited. And now without Debo, how good is he actually going to be? George Kittle is like 31, 32. I'm not exactly sure. I just think the roster's gotten really old, and it's a competitive division, in my opinion. So, yeah,
I also really just don't like that wide receiver room that they have now. I did like Jawan
not at
Jennings, but
all.
like as a wide receiver 1/2 now with Ricky Pearsall, oh, that's just disgusting to me. I don't want anything to do with that. Um,
Hey, can we get a Ricky Pearsall walking out to many men?
well, I'll respect them for that. Them and their boombox. I'll respect them for the walking out to Kodak.
Actually, we can get Brian Robinson and Ricky Pearsall walking out to
Yeah,
that.
true. Let's see. Well, Dylan, I just went off about the Steelers, so let's hear about how they're not gonna be doing what I said.
I mean,
I know
and I
you
think
hate
we're
Aaron Rodgers wearing that 8 ball with the long sleeves and the big helmet and everything.
bro. I saw a drill of him like in the pocket, like trying to move. That dude is immobile as fuck. Like he needs a handicap sticker. Like it's
But
bad,
Big Ben was very immobile.
That's what I'm saying. He's
right?
giving
And they
me
should
Big
both
Ben
be in
vibes.
prison. Um, I'm not like a huge Mike Tomlin guy either, and I know Tim isn't either. Um,
That's
he's just
racist.
like he's just
Yeah,
super
Dylan is
mediocre. I
racist.
feel like good enough to keep his job. And, I mean, he had his obviously Super Bowl year. But I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers last year. He begged for them to go get Devontae Adams. They had Garrett Wilson. He had Brees Hall and Braylon Allen, pretty good running back punch. O line is trash. I get it. Defense, meh, whatever. but like he had great weapons and they could not score offensively. And then you look at the team he's on now. He's got DK. Like his running backs are. I mean, Jalen Warren's okay, I think, but outside of that, I think it's pretty shaky. Granted, he has a much better defense this year, which will help him, but I just don't. Are they going to be able to score 17 points a game? I don't know. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't really trust Aaron Rodgers right now.
We're talking
Um,
AR8 here, Dylan. Come on.
we're talking 40-year-old man on ayahuasca who should be in prison.
Look what Brett Favre did, Dylan. All right. Aaron Rodgers can do
Yeah,
that with that
well,
defense.
he's an angel.
Also, if the Jets had not
He's a very
fired,
good dude.
idiotically
Don't watch
fired
documentaries on him.
Robert Saleh, the Jets would have been just fine last year. Not saying
Robert Saleh
necessarily playoff
is an
team, but they would have
idiot.
been in that area.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Robert Saleh is an idiot, but
Is that racist as
I
well?
I know, Dylan, you're talking like a true Bostonite right now.
I will say for the Steelers, shout out Mason McCormick. Go Jacks, big dog.
Also, didn't the Steelers
But
just
yeah,
draft Caleb Johnson at running back?
They did, yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah, they
did.
got two dogs at running back. Dylan, they're fine.
I'm not
I don't know
sold. I
why we're
took
not
them.
acting like Jalen Warren's not good.
He'll be fine. I took them under 10.5 wins this year. I don't know. I don't believe in them very much.
Also, can we have the conversation where Mike Tomlin is essentially Jeff Fisher, but like one game better, and yet
Right,
everyone
right. Not
praises Mike
7-9.
Tomlin?
Right. But I was the racist one for saying that I don't think Mike Tomlin's that good right now.
Well, I didn't say that he was black Jeff Fisher or anything, Dylan, did I?
I miss Jeff Fisher.
Let's see. So, Kobe, you said actually we have four people that say the Chiefs for letdown teams.
I guess I say the Chiefs because, what they did in the Super Bowl, terrible. And they didn't add any pieces. I feel they lost more pieces than they did anything with. So they definitely didn't get any better. Kelsey's on his way out the freaking door. He's more focused on his stupid wedding. And, Mahomes, honestly, has not looked super great the last couple years. You look last year without the refs' help, I don't think they are a playoff team at all. And then they just sneak their way in, and the refs bail them out again in the playoffs because they want to see stupid Patrick Mahomes and Mr. Kelsey in the Super Bowl. But honestly, they looked horrible for 90% of the year last year, and I don't see that getting any better.
Agreed.
Totally fair. Devin, are you good to talk now? Or are you? I mean, he just has the Dolphins as a letdown team, which I think everyone knows the Dolphins are
I
ass.
see the lights flashing behind him, so I'm going to say probably
Yeah.
not. By
He's still going.
context clues.
I'll speak for Devin real quick. Tua's gonna get decapitated and they're not gonna have a quarterback.
Can we have any mentions of Ollie Gordon though, and how that was a six?
I love some
deal?
Ollie Gordon. That's why I picked him
God.
in fantasy.
When I saw him go there, I was like, okay, well, it kind of sucks that he's behind Achan. But then I was like, okay, he's better than Jalen Wright. He's better than Alexander Madison. And then both those two die in the preseason. So
True.
And A-Chain is not a bill of health right now. He's always hurt.
Josh, I've been waiting for you to comment on your Commanders letdown.
How many one-score games did they win last year? I'm pretty sure it was like almost double digits. So I think a little coin flip, turn of bad luck, you never know. They're also, I believe, one of, if not the oldest team in the NFL. I see that possibly becoming a problem. They added Debo, but how many games is he going to play? How much of a factor is he really going to be? Besides that, I still have questions about their defense quite a bit. I don't think Jaden Daniels is saying this. You might think like, oh, he thinks Jaden Daniels is going to be bad. No, I think he's going to be good, but probably just not win as many games as they did last year. I mean, he's clutch, but we'll see.
Gosh, we're going to have the most dynamic backfield. You got old man Eckler and,
Bill.
Bill.
I'm a Bill
That's
fan.
right.
I'm a
Give
Bill
me some
fan.
Bill.
But
Science
currently he's number
rules.
4 on the depth chart, and Austin Eckler is their starting running back.
That's just
But
a
he
plus.
took second team snaps today.
Did you get
Can't
that
say.
report from Matthew Berry or what, Dylan?
No. I hate that dude, although I do miss his ESPN. It's the best day of the year, draft day. I miss that stuff.
Josh, you said you don't think the Commanders will be as good because of the one-score games they won last year? Okay. Well, just using that logic, I just want to clarify this. Like the Vikings had 9 one-score wins last year, so using that same
Yeah,
logic,
we have
it's
Kevin O'Connell. They have
14
Cliff
isn't as good
Kingsbury.
as OC.
They're play callers.
They got Dan Quinn, bro.
Yeah, as head coach, but I'm talking about play callers.
And Quinn's.
I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury
When
whatsoever.
he started saying about that one score thing, I was literally thinking of the Vikings that one year that had like what 14
Yeah.
one-score games or whatever
That was
Every
We
single
lost to the
win was a
Giants.
one-score
a few
game.
years
It was like
ago.
12 and
I
5.
mean,
And then
even
the next year
last
we went
year,
7
yeah,
and 10.
like you said, they had 9 or whatever, but
That's like the Chargers every year, I feel like.
true. So we'll go on to Super Bowl matchups. All I can say is if Jose and Caden are right, I will be absolutely pissed. I will not be watching another one of those Super
A
Bowls
third
with the Niners
rematch.
and Chiefs. I think Carter's the most delusional on this list with the Vikings and Chiefs Super Bowl. Let's see. Brady with the Bucks and Bills. That's probably the most fun Super Bowl out of this. But a lot of us are going Bills. Devin, Chris, Eagles, Dylan Ravens, Kobe Ravens. Everyone else on this is Bills, or no, Josh is Chiefs. So Bills, I'm just gonna say the Bills. I wanted to go Lions and Bills to begin with, but then I was like, Lions lost their 2 coordinators. I don't know if they'd be at more of an advantage, um, being a division winner or a wild card team. Um, them just getting clapped by the Commanders last year in the playoffs was just shocking to me. So I don't really know how the Lions, like they have Dan Campbell. He's just, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't really know how to coach a playoff game. As we've seen several times now with, a couple years ago, he easily could have been in the won the NFC championships against the Niners, but then he decided not to kick field goals and just go for it on fourth down every freaking snap. So I'm thinking the Eagles go back as much as I would hope it'd be the Packers or like a random team like the Buccaneers. That'd be sick. But I also think that the Bills, they just have the better quarterback. And I know the Eagles lost a couple pieces on defense, so I don't think the Eagles will be as nearly as good as they were, but I don't know. It's still hard to not pick them out of the NFC. So that's what my pick is. Josh, you got Rams and Chiefs.
I think it's time to send Matt Stafford off with a ring. Honestly, the smart pick would be the Eagles. Their team is loaded, but I want to see something different, and I want to see the Rams take carry Stafford off with a ring. I think Jared Verse might become one of the best defensive players in the NFL this year if he's not already. Uh, so yeah, all you need is healthy Stafford to get hot at the end. You don't need him all year. The division's pretty weak, as we've said. So win the division, get hot at the end. That's all you need.
Dylan, you did Lions and Ravens.
Yeah, I just wanted to be different with the Lions. I knew no one else was going to pick them, and I had picked them as my division winner. I mean, I'll speak on the Ravens. Not that that much needs to be said, but it was kind of similar to me with Burrow. I'm just like, I think Lamar's due to get it done to finally win the big game, get to it, and probably beat an NFC team just because the NFC is um, a lot worse in my opinion when it comes to the top half teams. Um, Obviously, Derrick Henry's great. Um, Shoot, maybe D Hop gets a ring. I mean, that'd be nuts, but he is there. Um, but yeah, I mean, their offense is great. Their defense is elite. Hamilton's been a stud. Yeah, I could just see the Ravens getting it done finally.
I can't see Devin's screen. Is he still
They're still lights.
okay? We'll skip past Devin then. Chris, Eagles, Ravens. I guess you have the same Super Bowl and the same result as Devin, so you can just speak for you both.
Yeah, I mean, there was a video Kaysen showed me about the Eagles roster and how they're managing their money and managing their players. And I think it's just gonna be really hard to beat the Eagles. I mean, it's the NFL. It's gonna be random to a certain degree, but and until I see otherwise, I'm just all in on the Eagles.
Fair. Mekel, you have probably what was the best game of last year's season with the Rams and Bills. What made you go that?
I was between the Rams and the Eagles. I just think it'll be like a rematch of last year's championship game with the Eagles and Rams, and like what a game that was. But going into year two of that whole thing, look at the Rams defense. I think every player on the defense, almost all of them, were drafted from like 22 to now. I think just that continuity of being together. And like the Eagles have it as well, but I just think I don't know, winning a ring and coming off that hangover could affect them a little bit. And they lost Kellen Moore as their OC. Stafford, I think, is like in his last good year. I think him and Devontae will be really good. Um, I don't know. I just think they have that fire to want to get a rematch against the Eagles and win it this time around because it was close last year. It was down to that last Saquon run.
True. Kobe, you also have Ravens and Eagles, but you have the Ravens winning it.
Yeah, I would say the Eagles are going to be a tough team to beat. They're loaded. I mean, not as loaded as last year, but they're young and they still have a lot of depth.
Yep.
So they're going to be a tough take. But as Gross said, I think Lamar's finally due to get that big game, get over that hump. They've been close the last couple of years, and I just think Lamar's going to finally get him over the edge. And I feel at some point they got to get him a receiver. So I think at some point in the midseason they're going to get him another wide receiver to help him get over that hump.
That's fair. So then we will go on to the week one picks. So we probably don't have to spend as much time on this. We'll cover these guys up since they're not here anyway. Okay, so Eagles. We have everybody picking the Eagles except for Davis, who I will mention as a Cowboys fan. So
Of course.
I'd honestly love if the Cowboys did win this game, even though I hate the Cowboys. I would love to see them beat the Eagles week one, but I don't think it'll happen. I'm just excited to have football back tomorrow, obviously. I don't think anybody. Well, I guess Caden, do you want to mention anything about that game now that you're in here?
No, hey, did you see my Jags division winner pick though?
Yeah, we were waiting for you to mention something about that.
Yeah, do I think it's gonna happen? No, but am I high on the Jags right now? Yeah. Travis Hunter. I know a lot of people don't respect him other than, myself. I know Posh respects Travis Hunter. And Brian Thomas. He's a dirty little freak. So, and do I believe in Liam Cohen? Absolutely not. But, maybe he does work. And then he gets Trevor Lawrence thrown and that offense just hums. There is a world where that happens. And I don't really like that division in general. So, thought I'd take a shot on it. That's all I really wanted to say on the pod tonight. But I'll still be in here if you want.
Can I
Who?
get a Duval?
Duval.
Duval. I'm like the
Okay,
GM.
it's not like Brady is in here. Who are you thinking doesn't like Travis Hunter?
Well, I guess mainly Nelson, yeah, but Nelson's not in here.
Fuck
I
Nelson.
Nelson would have been in
Of
here.
course, Nelson's not in here.
He's got a kid.
I
Like
was
a
going
white
to ask
kid.
Caden, does the Jags pick have anything to do with Cam Little?
Oh yeah, they did add that weapon too. I mean, if all you got to do is get the ball to like your own 45 every drive, and then you just kick it. Why not?
Love it. All right. Well, like I said earlier, we all want to see a 70-yard field goal officially in an NFL game, not a preseason game. But then we'll go to the Friday game. Another stupid game in Brazil. I don't know why they're doing this again when Jordan Love literally almost died last year from it. And there's plenty of players hurt in that game. But hey, maybe someone will be sacrificed for the Chiefs on the field. Who knows? Like if actually, you know what? I'm not going to say it. But we all know what I'm thinking. Patrick Mahomes and a leg injury.
Oh, I thought you were talking Travis Kelce.
Well, him too, but he's already old enough where the
I was
point where
thinking T
he should be
Swift.
retired next
Yeah.
year anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, I love that background, Mekel.
Yeah.
all right, so Carter, Mekel, Devin, and me went Chargers. I don't know. I feel like there's a more international fan base for the Chargers, and I feel like that's gonna play a factor in this game, even though, they say Chargers fans are non-existent, whatever. Um, I don't know. This, like I said, and Kobe mentioned it earlier too, the Chiefs just looked absolutely terrible in that Super Bowl. And I really just don't see them rebounding that quick off of it. And like he also said, how they just looked dog shit and just somehow found a way to win every single week, aka the refs help most times.
Devil
Um,
magic.
yeah, sacrificing little kids in that fountain that they had blood spattered red and everything. So I'm
Hmm.
really not high on the Chiefs at all. I never will be. You'll probably see me pick them maybe 5 weeks this season in total. Mekel, I know Chargers guy.
Uh, Yeah, I mean, I'll just keep it quick. Jim Harbaugh, ball control, and then, just close your eyes and just picture a Chargers fan, right? And then close your eyes and picture a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs fan's probably like a big fat person wearing a Chiefs jersey. Chargers, they're in Brazil. You can just imagine the whole downtown Brazilian women on the beaches there wearing a Chargers jersey. It's a home game. They're gonna win. That's all I
Oh
Or a
got.
yeah.
Chargers bikini.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
How about that one implant Chargers fan?
I hate that. I hate that so much. I'm so
I know
anti that,
Dillon
dude.
was thinking it the whole time.
Bro, whatever she was
Tim,
doing, I hate that, dude. That's so annoying.
What?
Tim, do you think the Chiefs will try to target Dylan Raiola in the draft in a couple years for their backup?
Oh God. I think he would do anything to play alongside Patrick Mahomes.
His
He'd try
father.
to take his number.
Can you imagine? Can you
I mean, he
imagine
already
Chris
played in
Collinsworth
Arrowhead the other
seeing
night.
both of those two on the field at once?
Dude, he
Yeah,
already
Darth
played in
Vader and Luke
Arrowhead, and he even
Skywalker.
had the devil magic. He threw a clear pick six to that Cincy DB, and that dude just dropped it.
That is the devil magic working at Arrowhead. Arrowhead thought that was Mahomes.
Oh, for sure, dude. He was doing the.
And then the next game, well, I'm not even going to go into the Chiefs because I'm sure the Chiefs will end up winning the game anyway. So none of the guys that picked the Chiefs get to talk about it. But Caden, I wanted Devin to talk about this one since he's probably a big Spencer Rattler guy. But Spencer Rattler starting over Tyler Shuck, and nobody picked the Saints. What's up with that, Caden?
Who are they playing?
The Cardinals.
Yeah, interesting. I guess I could see the Saints winning that, but I saw a clip on Twitter today saying Kyler Murray never felt better about his connection with Marvin Harrison. Do I believe that? No, I don't, Kyler. Maybe he's talking about like Madden or something, but I don't know. There's a little midget running around the field. Probably going to be the least improved player today. I heard someone say that. I forgot where, but yeah, not much to say.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to say. It's just one of those games where you just have to have it on the schedule, even though no one wants to watch it. Um, Brady, Caden, Cooper, and Bush all picked the Colts in this one. Caden, do you know who the Colts are playing in this one?
Without looking at the graphic, no.
The Dolphins.
Oh, yeah. Who did I pick?
Who did I?
You picked the Colts.
Oh, okay. Interesting. A lot of interesting picks. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess.
All right, well, does anybody want to talk about the Dolphins? Anyone have anything to say about them?
I made this pick for Braden Rusher. That's all.
Ah, there you go. Braden Rusher shout out on the MozPod.
Fuck that guy.
You say love that guy or fuck that guy?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck Braden Rusher.
Horns down.
Assault.
All I want to say on not the Dolphins, but the Colts, you're not going to win games with Daniel Jones as your QB.
Yeah. And he's no longer, I'm assuming he's no longer with Kay Adams either.
Nah, no. Tim,
That
I
was
think I vividly remember last year when we talked about the Colts on how much I just hated on frickin' AR.
Yeah, and Dillon was punching the air the whole time when you were talking about him.
Yep.
I guess, Dylan, I need to hear your opinion on the whole Daniel Jones winning the starting job.
I mean, I get where they're coming from because he's gonna hit the short throws. He's gonna make probably more right decisions and whatnot. But I feel like AR got less of a leash than like most people in the league. I'd have to dig deep to find a tweet, but I remember right when they made the decision, it showed like all these quarterbacks who are like the same age as him or younger than him who have played more games than him and got more opportunities, and he got like 15 games. I just if you draft someone at that position, like I think you gotta ride. What up, Molly? I think you gotta ride with it until like the ship sinks. Like I think the captain who drafted him goes down with the ship when it comes to that. And I don't know. I just don't think that you make a pick like that and then you give up on him and then say, "Oh, we're not going to trade him either." Like you're not doing a service to the player either. So I think the Colts are idiots, not for making that decision, but for not like trying to trade him as well and find a better situation.
I hate
AR
him.
gives me like EJ Manuel vibes.
Emmanuel. Ooh, that's tough.
That's a name that hasn't
Um,
said in centuries.
and
He's
then
an analyst now, college football analyst, I believe.
That is
yep,
right.
Yeah.
Dylan, you might as well go on to your beloved Boston team here.
I mean, I kind of explained it earlier. With them being my surprise team, uh, Drake May is going to have a big leap. This should be actually like, I mean, this should be a shootout because I am higher on the Raiders offense than I think a lot of people are. It's not necessarily like a yeah, I see Josh. It's not necessarily a big Geno thing. It's just like they have Bowser, they have Genty. I think Jacoby Myers is good.
Kobe
Like
Myers won't
I
help
just
though.
Hey, I did
well,
see him talking today say if he has to play, he'll play.
yeah, I
He'll
mean
play.
he's
He doesn't
just
want to get fined. He doesn't make that much.
yeah, that's facts.
And Gino's already used to
Uh,
playing behind a battle line anyways.
I just want to know why
so
Jacoby Myers is acting like he's somebody.
Oh, I'd take him over
decent little
Thielen.
flex position guy last year in fantasy football.
He's technically a wide receiver one, but Deontay Thornton can easily take that over. Let's be real.
He's a stud.
He can run deep. He'll help him out. I'm certainly not taking his wide receiver one job, but
I guess Josh we'll let you stroke Gino off right now. So why'd you pick
well,
the
listen,
Raiders?
I went this whole pod without bringing up Geno myself. It was referred to me quite a few times, but I didn't bring him up. We all know how I feel. This is mine and Nelson's matchup we've all been waiting for. Uh yeah, put Geno on a team that's decent and watch what happens. Their defense still questionable, but I think Crosby will get to Drake May a few times, probably cause a turnover. I do think Drake May will take a leap, but it's still a long season, and he holds on to it a little bit too much. And if you know who the starting center is for the New England Patriots, then you also would know why. I don't trust
That's
their
fair.
offensive line at all.
I really only picked the Patriots because it was a West Coast team traveling out east for a noon game, and usually they lose sleep, get jet lagged. They're not good whenever they travel. Plus, it's at Gillette. I feel like Gillette, anytime that they have a season opener there, the Patriots win those games. But I don't know. This is probably one of the better matchups of the week, but I just really also don't care. But looking at the like rest of the noon games, this probably would be the one that I would watch, other than maybe the Jets, Steelers, um, Jaguars, and Panthers, just because that would be interesting. But it's very lots of mid teams playing against each other. But we have a somewhat even split for the Jets and Colts. Um, let's see. Devin's the only one that picked the Jets in here, though. And I can't see his screen. Is he still?
I think he left.
Oh, he did.
Probably resting somebody.
I don't
Needs to
know.
rest
Aaron
Josh.
Rodgers returned to New York, even though he spent only 2 years there. I mean, it's not going to be like his return to Green Bay or anything, but I feel like this is going to be a very sloppy game. I am interested to see how Justin Fields plays with um Garrett Wilson and everything, but I don't know. I could see this being a very low scoring, just turnover after turnover game, honestly. Anyone else want to say anything on it?
It'll definitely be low scoring. I
Hate
believe this
both
is
teams.
the lowest total of all the. It's like 42, maybe. I don't even remember. So
Let me check
yeah,
that.
be a defensive battle if you like to watch that kind of football.
It's gonna be 6-3.
And then Commanders and Giants. We all went Commanders. The only thing I have to say about this is what week do you think Jackson Dart takes over Russell Wilson's job?
How would that ever happen? You have Mr. Unlimited on our center.
You think they would put Jackson Dart over James Winston too?
I have seen he's QB2 on the depth chart.
Oh, was he?
I think
Oh.
I think Winston's going to be playing quarterback by like week 13 or 14, and he's just going to be airing it out to neighbors. But which
Is
could be
Winston
a
just a
very
locker room guy
decent
now?
fantasy.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking he was just there for the vibes.
It's a
I mean, it's a
shame they
great
use him
great guy
as
to
a
have for that for
mascot.
sure. But
Use him as a mascot.
Yeah, there's nothing to mention in that game though.
I will say the Steelers and Jets is down to 38 and a half. So they're thinking that's going to be
yeah,
21-17. Like,
I think
38
that's
and a
generous
half is
too.
crazy.
yeah,
Um,
I think that's generous.
so then Panthers, Jaguars, battle of the cats here. Um,
Wow.
Caden, I can't even see who that is. Oh, Caden, Dillon,
Chris
Devin,
still here? Oh shoot.
Brady all picked the Jags. I know Caden's huge on the Jags, apparently. Well, how do you think Travis Hunter's going to do in his debut?
He probably goes for 4 catches, 61 yards, and almost scores a touchdown, but he doesn't score the touchdown.
Hmm. So, does anyone know how the fantasy actually works with Travis Hunter scoring on defense?
He doesn't get like points for interceptions or
Tackles.
touchdowns unless the like commissioner can edit it, I think.
I know that's how it is on Sleeper. You have to go in and change it yourself. I got to figure that out for ESPN still because it's kind of tricky. But
So he doesn't get points for tackles or anything.
No.
no, it'd just be like
Picks.
something that a defense could get points for. Yeah,
Hmm.
fumble. I mean, I don't know. Fumble recovery would.
Good points for that.
Should get
Should
two.
be.
Yeah, same as a pick, right?
Yeah. The turnover, anything turnover wise.
Yeah.
I would
guess
assume it's like fantasy baseball with Shohei Ohtani. You got your pitcher, and so if you don't have IDPs, I'm sure you don't get anything.
that's kind of what I was thinking about it. Um, anyone want to say anything about the Jags Panthers?
Fun game. Fun game.
That probably will be one of the higher scoring games, I would think. But
Tune in, folks. If you want to see some just we'll see what Bryce Young gives us and Tet and I think Sticky Icky is still on the Panthers. If he is, you gotta love watching that guy play football.
All I know is I hate Trevor Lawrence, and until I see some halfway decent QB play, I cannot.
same.
Not.
Me and you have been on that for a while now, Kobe.
Yeah.
Then Bengals and Browns, there's literally nothing to say about this game. Joe Burrow's probably gonna go off like he always does against the Browns. Then we got the interesting NFC South matchup. Um, love those on week one always. Falcons, Bucks. Josh, you picked the Falcons in this one. Or Josh.
Yeah. if this was in Tampa Bay, I would have picked the Bucks for sure. But I think opening game in Atlanta, it's going to be rowdy. Michael Penix can sling that thing. He's going to be tossing it all over the yard. I think this is going to be really high scoring game in the dome. So I think it'll be a shootout. It's going to be close, but I think Falcons at home can get the job done. Scared about their rush defense, but at the end of the day, I think one of those two pass rushers they got are going to make a sack at the end of the game.
Um, let's see. Anyone want to talk about the Bucks?
I would only pick the Falcons at home if Chick-fil-A was open that day, and it's not in this game. So
Okay. Mekel, you also went with the Seahawks. Not a very popular pick on
Yeah.
that one.
No, it's not. Yeah, I kind of wanted to go against the grain there. Was it year 2 or 3 of that head coach, McDonald, whatever his name is?
McDonald.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say about it. I am just throwing that out there. I think the Seahawks could be slightly surprising and their defense will be good. And I don't think the Niners will be that good. It's about all.
Well,
Will Sam Darnold be any good without the QB whisperer?
Here's what I have to say to back up. I think whether it's this year or the year after, depending on when he comes out, there's going to be a QB in the draft that the Seahawks should be all over. A sleeper QB that no one's really talking about. And Josh can tell you this. I was on this guy before the game started Saturday. Joey Aguilar. Dude can grip it and rip it. Seahawks should probably be looking to draft him either in next year's draft or the year after that, whatever one he comes out in. But
The
yeah.
Seahawks got Milrow though.
I was gonna say you're saying that they don't have a quarterback of the future in Milrow.
I don't know. Milrow, he could be like he should just try to become a gadget guy, if
He's a
anything.
good punt returner. He'd be good at punt returning.
Joey Aguilar. I put Josh on him before that Tennessee Syracuse game started, and in third pass, he just rips it downfield. Might be the best quarterback in college football.
Bold take. I like that.
Oh, good God.
Take his mic away. We can move on from that.
Better than Nico for sure.
I was gonna say, weren't you saying the same thing about Nico? Is it just you with Tennessee quarterbacks or what?
I don't know.
How about Nico this
Joey
week?
Aguilar
Nico looked terrible.
Bro, Nico is horrible this week.
What were your thoughts on Hendon Hooker a few years back?
Yeah, I didn't like him. I remember when he was always being mocked to the Vikings. I said, "No, please, no."
No.
My dad said that the coaches said I wasn't going to have any QB competition. I still can't believe that that's real with Nico. So let's see. Broncos, Titans. Like I said, I've been high on the Titans all this time, but feel like going into Denver is a very hard first game for Cam Ward. So, not much to say there. Caden picked the Texans, even though I'm sure he didn't even realize that he picked the Texans over the Rams. So let's hear about that one.
Yeah, I think CJ Stroud has a bounce back year, and Stafford, I mean, still dealing with that back pain, can't feel good, and especially when he's going to be getting knocked down by those edge rushers of Houston all day. They also have some playmakers in the back end like Stingley, and they got that fucking other corner too. Josh knows who it is, but whatever his name is. Yeah, that's about it. Texas defense
Kamari
this
Lassiter?
afternoon. What? Yeah, Kamari Lassiter. And yeah, I mean, weapons outside of Nico Collins. We'll see who they put on.
Jaden Higgins. Season loading.
Yeah, Koby, since you didn't pick the Texans, what made you pick the Rams?
The Rams. I'm just hoping that Matthew Stafford's healthy because that team with Stafford healthy is going to be really tough. And I don't know. I don't mind Stroud, but I got to see him play some decent football here if they're going to win a game.
That's fair. So then we have probably the most even split of the week with the Packers and Lions. Let's see. Caden went Packers, Mekel Packers, Josh Packers. Dillon, you went Lions. You're the only person in this call to not go Packers.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a known Packers hater. I'll admit that. Um, I will say, and it should be a really good game. And was this before the Micah Parsons edition or after? It might have been after, but um, I was just kind of going with my gut feeling on. I was picking the Lions to win the division. I will say I'm very and hopefully Golden works out for you guys. But I'm very annoyed of hearing about the Packers and we have all these great wide receivers and we had all these debates, the Vikings wide receiver room versus the Packers, and we're so deep. We have Jay Reed and Romeo Dobbs and Dontavian Wicks and Christian Watt, and they're all ass. They all suck. So I just need to get that little rant off my chest because I
Whoa.
cannot
All right.
stand
What are
any
we
of those
saying?
guys.
Are we
I
saying
can't
that
stand
Ty
any of those guys.
Felton's good and Jalen Naylor's good? And what are we even
No,
saying
but
right now? What are we trying to prove?
Addison Thielen and Justin
3-4.
Jefferson.
Oh, the corpse of Adam Thielen. Yeah, 18-19. Fucking
He's
All
your
right.
third
I'm
wide
not a
receiver.
Thielen guy,
That's
Tim.
fine. That's fine.
About those receivers, I do like those. I do like those, especially Jaden Reed and Wicks. I like them as players for the Packers. I just think they need a guy for their receiving core. So hopefully Matthew Golden is for them. I really think one thing I would like the Packers to have is a another playmaker on the back end of that defense. I have a name for you to keep an eye on, Packers fans. He'll be coming out in 2 years. Demetrius Samuel Jr. He's hooping at Syracuse right now. Plays both ways. I'm telling
Two-way
you,
guy, yep.
would fit perfectly in that Packers defense
Is he
in the
like
back end.
17?
Need to
Yeah,
scout him.
17 years
Yeah,
old.
he's a stud.
You
There's a
guys got
seventh
to
grader
find a way
coming
to
out,
draft
guys. Let me tell you.
it. Yeah, find a way
How
to
do you know
draft him in
that?
a
So
couple years.
Caden really just watched this Tennessee and Syracuse game and just fell in love with half the players.
That
Good.
guy's a stud.
Yes.
Caden, I have to ask you, how do you feel about Bo Melton converting to cornerback from receiver?
Yeah, not going to go very well.
Well, given he's our, I think corner
Cornerback
was it
4. I think
four?
he's the
Yeah,
fourth one on the depth chart.
that's pretty
You
sad
guys are
when you're.
screwed when four Vertzes ran.
Yeah, corner's got to probably be the least collective
Their
talented
cornerback
position
room
in
is
the NFC
terrible. I'll
North.
fully admit it. We got Nate
Tim,
Hobbs,
I want to know
Keyshawn
why Keyshawn
Nixon.
Nixon is a
I
starting
know.
corner.
I know that's terrible. I'd rather have Carrington Valentine start over him. I like Valentine.
I agree.
I think
Valentine is a
I think
very good
Valentine's
player.
very underrated, but Nate Hobbs, it'll be interesting to see how he does. But
Yeah,
I don't like Keyshawn Nixon.
no, not as a corner, not even close.
Kamar Haddon or whatever, whoever that even is. He's their fifth guy, and
I'm surprised we cut King. I
I
have
know.
I have
I
no
agree.
idea why we did that.
Who's your starting D tackles now?
Stackhouse. Actually, no, Stackhouse is backup. It's
Oh,
Devontae Wyatt
I was just say Devontae Wyatt.
and then
Carl Brooks is one of them.
there you go, Carl Brooks. That was the name I was
Carl
trying
Brooks
to
is
think
the
of.
one that blocked the punt against or the field goal against the Bears last year to keep them from going 0-6 in the division.
Yes.
But
Stackhouse might be a starter by the end of the year, though.
you know what does make me mad though? They didn't even list Colin Oliver on their depth chart.
No, I did see that.
He must be the fourth guy at end for them or something.
I would assume.
I guess since Parsons got traded there, he's just completely moved out of there, which you could convert him to a linebacker. He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Are we done with this conversation?
I don't know. I think the Packers. I was watching the Packers and Lions game from Thursday Night Football last year at Beat Ups today, and I was just realizing how bad they got screwed at the end of that game by the officials. So I'm like, I don't know. First game at Lambeau, I feel like the Packers just can't lose this one, even though they very well could lose it. But Mekel, we'll hear how the unbiased Vikings fan, the only one in the room here, has to say about.
Yeah, I just think like again, like losing two coordinators, they're gonna be a little dysfunctional. I think they won't have like the proper calls being ready to go, and yeah, if Micah Parsons is ready to go week one, they're gonna be a solid team. So I just think Packers have better coaching. I think that wins them early on.
And then this is probably the game that I'm most excited for, or people should be most excited for. You got MVP against the two-time MVP, who people will argue should have been the three-time MVP. Ravens, Bills. I honestly wanted to go Ravens in this, but then I realized that the game was in Buffalo, and I'm just like, I don't know if they'd lose an opener
Yeah.
at Buffalo like that. So that's the main reason why I picked the Bills. Also because Josh Allen is better than Lamar. I'm just gonna straight up say that. Um, Dillon also went Bills. Mekel went Bills. So
I chose solely because they were at Buffalo. If it was in Baltimore, I probably would have swapped it.
yeah, I definitely would have
I think it's
picked
that close.
Baltimore. Josh, you got anything to say about this?
No, I was kind of thinking same thing as you in Buffalo for the opener. It's gonna be rocking.
So
Um,
you guys that picked the Ravens, what made you pick Baltimore?
Um, oh, I don't know. I just kind of, two great teams. You got to pick one.
Fair. Dillon. Oh wait, you went Bills. No,
Yeah, I went Bills.
it's just Caden. Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, I would.
Kobe went Ravens too. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to see what that Buffalo defense is looking like. I know the Ravens outside receivers aren't great, but I don't know. That Baltimore defense is going to be tough. They've added a couple decent pieces this offseason, and um, as far as the Buffalo receiving core, not super scary. I know Josh Allen makes some shitty receivers look pretty decent. He's just a playmaker himself, but I think it's going to come down to probably a one-score game for sure. So I just figured defense wins championships. So let's see what Baltimore's defense has got.
Does this mean that Josh Palmer is going to have a fantasy breakout season?
I could definitely see it. I don't think it's going to be anybody else. I don't know. Everybody's talking. I keep hearing Khalil Shakir, but I don't know. I didn't see much from him last year.
Hey, don't hate on Khalil Shakir too much. Mekel might get pissed.
Oh, I'm not gonna hate
Yeah.
on him. I just don't. I'm not huge on him.
You know what I'm not huge on? The Vikings playing Monday night football games at Soldier Field. That's why I went with the Bears. Mekel, I know you're the same way. Did Mekel
Yeah.
leave or no, he's in here
No,
still.
I'm still here. Yeah, if the game was in Minnesota, I'd probably go with Vikings, but just like week one, new quarterback, Monday night, prime time at Soldier Field, like that just sounds like a recipe for disaster for the Vikings. Like it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. It could be Kirk, it could have been freaking Sam Bradford, like just Monday night football at Soldier Field, just not, I don't think that's a good combination.
Everyone else went Vikings though. Caden.
I just don't really trust. I was talking to a Bears friend over the weekend. Tom Scores actually.
All right.
He was saying he doesn't really trust Caleb. So if he doesn't trust Caleb, then why would I trust Caleb? And I know Brian Flores' defense at the beginning of the seasons, the last 2 years when he's been in Minnesota, the first couple weeks, he's always had some new wrinkles and stuff that really throw quarterbacks off guard, and especially young ones. So I'm sure Caleb is probably going to have a hell of a time trying to figure out Flores' defense right away because he's going to have some new stuff for Caleb, given he's played him twice in week one. So I really think I think it's lower scoring, and I think Caleb just makes too many mistakes for the Bears to win.
I really wish the Bears would just give the keys to Tyson Bagent with that offense instead.
Agent.
That team would be so much
D-bag.
more likable.
Little breaking news here. Juwan Jennings reworks his deal, so he's staying and not asking out anymore. $3 million in playing time incentives added.
Oh my God, that's a great wide receiver 1/2 there. Well, I guess yeah. What's up with Brandon Ayuk? I haven't heard about that.
He's out.
Still hurt, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's out at least 6, isn't he?
I knew it was at least 4.
It was bad. That injury was bad. I think he's going to be possible half the season. At least 6, I think, for sure.
Damn.
Yeah, week
Josh
6
and Dylan,
is
you
when
want to
he's
say
looking
anything
at.
about the Vikings or no?
Dillon.
Dylan doesn't
I
want
mean,
to.
I just don't trust the Bears. That's my biggest thing for why I think the Vikings are going to win this game. I'm hoping that JJ looks competent out there. I don't have like massive expectations for him. I believe in him. I believe in him a lot more than I did when we drafted him. But I'm excited to see him on the field and slinging it to Jet and handing it off probably 30 times between our bum running backs of Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. But yeah.
I feel like JJ just has to be like the Trent Dilfer of the early Baltimore Ravens. Rely on the defense and get your ball to your playmakers.
Yeah,
That's all he
honestly.
has to do.
Josh, you got anything to say about the Vikings?
I think we pretty much hit the parts. Caden covered it nicely about how the defense is going to be all up in Caleb's grill, which he'll probably like that. But I know
For
Mekel brought up the
sure.
home field factor. You'd think that's a factor, but I think once first quarter comes and they maybe have one first down, the Boo Birds will come out and they'll turn quickly. The pressure rises quickly. I don't think Caleb's going to show up in the big lights.
Then my last thing is that, Caden, do you have any news about NFL wives?
Well, I didn't know Josh Patelis was married and had 2 kids until I saw him posted on Twitter. Yeah, I don't remember what her name was. But I'm sure she's not. I wonder if, well, you know how Josh Metellus is very versatile on the field for the Vikings. I'm sure she's not as versatile. Well, I have a full-time job now, I guess, so I probably shouldn't be saying stuff like that. But yeah.
He's just saying that Josh Metellus is so versatile on the field that he doesn't think anyone off the field who exists, man or woman, could be that versatile. You're welcome.
Yeah, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift getting engaged. Did anyone mention that? Congratulations to them.
Yeah, sadly, we talked about it. It's not great. Don't congratulate them.
Of course, it was Dylan
You
that
know,
brought it up.
you want another rant here? Okay. I see all of these girls on Instagram the second it happens, reposting the picture. Oh my gosh, so happy, going crazy. You know how weird it is to be like overly obsessed with 2 people getting engaged that you've never met, you will never meet, and you're definitely not going to the wedding. Like, it's crazy to me. I can't comprehend how brain rot that is.
I see so many people getting married each week, and I don't see any girls reposting that. They'll repost.
Dude, they're best friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. I will forever go to the grave saying that's a fake relationship to begin with. It's all a PR stunt anyway. Which now that they
Making
actually
so
got
much money.
engaged, maybe it's like harder to believe that. But I don't know. I could easily see them getting divorced in a couple of years anyway. When he
People are
What if they
saying
broke up the
that the
engagement,
divorce
though?
album's going to go triple
No,
platinum.
breaking off the engagement will be better than getting married and divorcing. Like, think about that. That would generate so much money with the songs and oh shit.
I mean, she's
She
literally
better
made a
not be in
career.
Brazil. She better not be in Brazil. Give me one game I don't have to see her.
She's literally
Please.
made a career off of just breaking up with guys and writing songs about it. So, can you imagine the album that would get dropped with Travis?
Bro, he would probably get murdered by a Swiftie if they got divorced. He would probably, I don't know how they do it, but
It would all be her fault. He would still get shot.
Hey, is there
I don't know if a
Vegas
Swiftie's
odds on
handling
how
a
long this
gun, but-
marriage will last?
There should be Vegas odds if there's not.
Yeah.
Josh, you're our lines guy. Put a line out there, Mr. MozPod odds
I
here.
got nothing for that. I got nothing for that.
Respect.
All right, well, it's good getting together. We will be back next week if you guys want to. So hopefully we
If we
have a
want
good
to.
season.
We're gonna have so much to recap.
Also,
Oh yeah.
I was talking to Chris today at the community center. He was telling me, talking to him about the Notre Dame game, and I told him, yeah, for CJ Carr's first overall start, I didn't think he was awful. And Chris goes, no, I thought he played pretty good. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah, that
Chris.
makes
Ball
sense.
knower.
Ball no.
Checks out.
All right, Tim, put a bow on this and wrap it up.
Oh yeah.